The lead character of the story is a young boy named Prashant. Prashant was 19 years of age. He belonged to Kalikuda, a village in the coastal state of Odisha. He had lost his mother 7 years ago, and he lived in his village with the rest of his family. On 27th October 1999, he had gone to the block headquarters of Ersama, a small town some 18 kilometers from his village. He had gone there to meet his friend. On that very day, a massive storm hit Odisha. There was large scale devastation. Houses were destroyed, trees were uprooted, and people were killed. The gushy winds and heavy rains continued for more than 2 days. There was water all around. In fact, the water was neck deep. It had entered into the houses of people. Everything emerged in water: furniture, food, grains, everything. So Prashant and his friend's family, they were marooned on a roof for 2 days. They had to go to the roof of their house in order to save themselves, and they were left there for 2 days. They had no food and water. They didn't know what to do. Everywhere they looked, they only saw human dead bodies and animal carcasses floating in the rainwater. A coconut tree also fell on their roof. So initially they were frightened, but it proved to be a blessing in disguise. Like I said, they had no food and water. They were marooned on a roof. So during the period of these 2 days, they survived by drinking coconut water. After 36 hours, as the rains stopped, Prashant left for his village. His friend and his family, they tried to convince Prashant not to go. They said you should stay for 1 2 days more because the situation is troublesome. But he did not listen to them because he was desperate. He was worried about his family. He couldn't live without them. Like I said, he had already lost his mother, so he wasn't ready to get another loss, to bear another loss. So he left for his village. As you can see in the picture, Prashant is holding a large cane in his hand so that he could walk in the water with the help of that large cane. And it took him a lot of time to reach his village, although his village was just 18 kilometers away from his friend's house. But still, it took him a lot of time, and he faced a lot of difficulties on his way. He was coming across so many dead bodies, animal carcasses. So he was losing his confidence, right? He was so worried about his family. When he saw the destruction caused by the cyclone, he was only praying to the god that his family, he just wanted his family to be safe. Finally, he reached his village, and when he saw his family, his grandmother and his uncles, aunts, everyone, he was happy to see his family. But he was shaken by the devastation caused by the storm. When he looked at the faces of people, when he saw the destruction caused by the storm, when he saw destroyed houses, he was shaken. But somehow he decided to get a grip over himself, and he came forward to help people. He realized that this wasn't a time to just sit and worry and feel bad about. In fact, he realized that he had to do something about the situation. He had to do something to help the people. He sensed the deathly grief setting upon 2,500 strong crowd in the shelter. And all these people were hungry. They didn't have any food to eat. So far, it was day 4 and they were surviving on coconuts. But there were too few to go around. They had consumed most of the coconuts and now they were left without food. So Prashant decided to step in as a leader because nobody else was ready to. Everyone was lost in the grief. Everyone was shaken by the storm and the devastation caused. So he decided to step in as a leader. First of all, he organized a group of youths and elders to jointly pressurize the merchant again to part with his life, to part with his rice. So there was a merchant in that village. He had a lot of rice in his in his warehouses, but he wasn't ready to part with his rice. He had already denied to do so, but then Prashant came forward. He organized a group of youths as well as elders, and he sent them to convince the merchant that he should not be worrying about his rice in such grave situations. In fact, he should help his fellow human beings. So finally, and in fact the rice was already rotting, it was already spoiled, so merchant agreed to part with his rice and the delegation succeeded. People had the rice now. They were so happy because they were hungry, they were starving. So they were happy. And in fact, nobody cared that the rice was already rotting. Nobody cared that this rice wasn't good enough to eat. They just ate it. On day 5, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped food parcels. It then did not return. So a helicopter came, it dropped some food parcels, but the parcels were not enough for 2,500 people. So Prashant thought of a plan. He organized a youth task force. He called all the young people and he asked them to gather empty utensils, empty dishes. And then he told children to lie down on the sand with these utensils on their stomachs. So he wanted to give a signal to the helicopters, to the government officials, that they required more food, right? The food that they were airdropping wasn't enough. So it was just a signal. As you can see in the picture, it was a signal for the government authorities that yes, they required more food for survival. The plan worked. The message got through. After that, the helicopter made regular rounds of the shelter, airdropping food and other basic necessities like medicines, right? So one problem was solved. After that, he helped orphans. After the storm, after the cyclone, a large number of children were orphaned who had lost their parents. So Prashant brought them all together in a polythene sheet shelter. He understood that these children, they needed support, so he brought them together, and he also mobilized women to look after them. Mobilized meanings he organized them together and gave them a task. And he told men to secure food and other materials. So he divided the work. Women were told to look after the children who were left without their parents, and he told men to look after the other needs of the people, like securing food and other materials. Prashant helped them settle down also. He recognized that these women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. So he thought of another plan. He understood that he must do something to engage these people in some kind of work to divert their mind. Otherwise, they would keep thinking about their grief, they would keep thinking about their family members which they had lost. So he thought of a plan to engage these people into some work. He persuaded the women to join an NGO and to start working in a food to work program. So this way, women could be independent, they could work to earn their food respectfully, right? And they could also engage their, if they would engage themselves in some work, then their minds would also be diverted. He organized sports events for children, right? To motivate them, to encourage them, to bring them out of their misery. He organized sports events and cricket matches. Everything Prashant was doing was just to give a hope to these people who had suffered so much, who had lost so much. So government planned to settle down these people, these orphans and widows. The initial plan was to set up institutions, but this step was resisted by Prashant because he believed that children would grow up without love in such institutions, and widows would also suffer from stigma and loneliness. They would get food, but they would not get any kind of love, right? They wouldn't get any kind of emotional support. So he came up with a new plan. He thought of establishing foster families which were made up of childless widows and orphans. So there were a lot of women who had lost their children in the storm, and there were a lot of children who had lost their parents. So Prashant made up foster families by bringing these people together. In this way, widows could get children to look after, and children could get parents, right? They could get love. So, yeah, this is all about the story. This shows that, see, when a natural calamity like a storm, a cyclone takes place, people are put to a lot of suffering. Apart from government's help, members of community should mobilize themselves. They should try to solve their problems themselves. So it gives us a strong message. It tells about the role of community in such situations, and most importantly, the role of youth. Right? If youth decide to do something, if they decide that yes, they will do something to change the situation, they would do something to help the people who are suffering, they can do it, right? So this is all about the chapter. If you like the video, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you.